Hi and welcome to this Key Learning Initiative video. Today's topic is HCF in algebra. We use this mostly in factorizing. But before we get going, please like and share this video. Also, subscribe to my channel and then you can watch more and more content. Alright, but let's get going with today's lesson. And our definition. HCF is the highest common factor, and that is the highest term that will divide into each of the given terms. And so let's look at some examples. We're doing 5 in this video. So our first one, calculate the HCF of the following terms. We have 2x and 4y, and I set it out in a special way. As long as you can get the answer, I'm very happy, but this is the way I set it out. So first thing, we write down our 2x and our 4y, and then we start looking at it. Now we break it into two areas. We look at the numbers or the coefficients first, and then I look at the letters and the variables second. You don't have to do it in 2 steps, you can do it in 1, but for teaching purposes I break it into 2. So we want the HCF. And my question we ask is, what is the HCF for just the numbers? In other words, I want the HCF for 2 and 4. Hopefully you can see that it is 2, and so my HCF for just the numbers is 2. The second part is I ask which variables are in both, and then if I have variables in both, then I look at the exponents. So let's have a look. I have 2x and 4y. Do you see that there are no variables or letters that are the same in both terms? And so therefore my HCF is just 2, just the number. There's no letters that are involved. Just the coefficients, no variables. Let's look at my second example. If I have a squared and a, and I have to figure out the HCF. Again, my layout is pretty standard. I have an a squared and an a, and I want to work out the HCF. So my first question, what is the HCF for just the numbers? Now I look at my question. Are there any numbers? Are there any coefficients? And the answer is no, there aren't. And so if I wanted a numerical HCF, it will just be 1. So we don't have to write it down. Second part of it, which variables are in both and the lowest exponent. So if I look at my 2 terms, I've got an a in both, and so I write down a. The second part of it is I look at my exponents for my a, and I've got an a squared and then just a. Now if you remember, a by itself is actually a to the power of 1. Which is the lowest exponent, 2 or 1? 1 is the lowest, and so therefore my highest common factor is just a, or a to the power of 1. Let's look at our third example. X to the power of 4 y squared and x to the power of 6 y squared. Again, our layout is standard, and now we ask our questions. What is the HCF for just the numbers? Are there any coefficients in these 2 terms? No, there aren't, so my numerical HCF is just 1, and we don't have to write it. Now we look at the second part. Which variables are in both, and the ones that are in both, what are the lowest exponents? So let's have a look. We have an x in both, and so we write down an x for our HCF. We have a y in both, and so we write down a y. Now we look at the exponents, and so my exponents for my x, I've got a 4 and a 6, and I choose the lower one, and so it's x to the power of 4. For my y's, again, I look at my exponents, and I've got a y squared and a y squared, and so the lowest of those is just y squared. and there I have my HCF. There's no coefficients or numbers at the front. Remember, there's an invisible 1. It's just x to the power of 4 y squared. Let's look at my fourth example. 4y cubed and 6y squared. Let's do our layout, and now we ask our questions. First question, what is the HCF for just the numbers? So we look at just our numbers or our coefficients, and we have 4 and 6. And what is the highest common factor for 4 and 6? Hopefully 2 is not a surprise when I put it there. Alright, now which variables are in both? If we look, we have a y in both, and so I write down y. Now I look at my exponents for my letter y, and I have a 3 and a 2, and I choose the lower one of the two, and so I get y to the power of 2. That means my HCF is 2y squared. Example 5. 10ax cubed and 15bx to the power of 5. Again, layout is pretty standard, and now we ask our first two questions. What is the HCF for just the numbers? So the numbers in front, if I look at them, I've got 10 and 15. My highest common factor, hopefully you can tell, is 5. Brilliant. Now I look at my second question. Which variables are in both terms? So I've got an a in the first term, I've got a b in the second term, but I've got x's in both terms, and so I write down x. Now I look at my exponents. I've got a 3 and a 5, and so I write the lower of the two. I write 3, and so my answer is 5x cubed. And so thank you for watching this Key Learning Initiative video on HCF in algebra. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, to like and share this video so that more and more people can watch the content. Remember that you don't often get asked just HCF in algebra. We use it mainly in factorizing. But I hope this video has been helpful. Enjoy the rest of your day.